I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored. And there's time stopping by my channel. Much love to you and welcome into my returning extended beautiful family. Just thank you for the support. I'm sending so much love and light and uplifting and comfort vibes towards everybody. I know we are all going through it just to get to it. So, just sending that extra vibe towards your way. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light. And many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you are comfortable enough, please drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life, and heading you towards a positive direction. Also, if you feel like the videos give you a good uplifting vibes, or just vibing on good information that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even if our empath are going through trying times and need spiritual guidance, or just need a confirmation or validation toward life path, or even so, go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. Y'all, I'm listening to this beautiful meditation. It's called Power of Kundalini Energy. Miracle happens when you listen to this music, ASMR. Nature Sounds Music. They have this big Buddha picture on them. I'm gonna let y'all see. It's real psychedelic. I like the ones that they use on their channel. They make some cool thumbnails. But anyways, today my video is about Twin Flame 101. Heyoka's Your Trauma and Hardship Will Impact Many in a Positive Way. A lot of times we can go through some really traumatizing situations that can leave us in a messed up state of mind. It can mess us up, traumatize us mentally, sexually, physically, emotionally, spiritually, any kind of way. Things have happened. A lot of times we're trying to understand and even compute, like, why would anybody ever do this to a person? Why did I have to go through these certain situations? Why, all these whys. With us being Heyokas, we're always asking 50, 11 questions, like my mom said, always doing stuff the hard way. And, it can be very traumatic on situations that you have been in. If you've been with me for a while, my situation. I said, I'd rather not bring it back to the surface because it is a very positive learning experience from me being in a dark situation. I always try to look at it like that. And if you're just now subscribing to me, y'all, you watch my intro, and then you can watch a few of my other videos that I tell about story, like my adoption story, or grief of my father, stuff like that. Allow you to know why I do the videos I do. Because it took a lot for me to be able to come out and tell different people about who my father is, what I endured because who my father was. All these different situations came along that it took me a long time to be able to see it as a blessing other than a traumatic tragedy. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I really wouldn't. There's times, even one of my love bugs, they know who they are, said, Roslynn, I couldn't even imagine of what you went through. I would never, ever want anybody, I don't give a damn how bad I don't like you. I would never want anybody to ever know what that pain endures. It's always a sad situation to lose a loved one. I never got a chance to, meet my biological mom. We're blocked. I don't know if my mom's ex-husband and his wife had something to do with that, because they didn't want me to know her, didn't want to find out, because if it did, it would bring to the surface and prove, what I already know, that Prince is my father, and, my mom and him got together back in high school. So it was just a lot of different things that came up, anytime you lose a parent is already hard, but being in the public eye, constantly seeing him, there's people throwing dirt on his name, bringing up stuff that, he's not here to defend himself for, has really put me in a dark place at times. That's a lot to endure, especially to a lifestyle I'm not used to. So it's just like being able to do these videos, letting people know my life story is never easy, because then in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, are these people going to believe me? Are they going to understand why I'm doing videos like this? Is not to brag or, throw it in people's faces. That's not what my intention is. It's just to be able to let you know, this is the trauma I'm going through. This is the situation I've been put in just because of who my father is. That is a lot to deal with. My dad was a very strong person. He was very private as well. So it's like a lot of things a lot of people didn't know about. It was a blessing for me to be able to meet some of his band members and allow them to know who I was and what certain songs that he put out for me, and different sides of him they weren't even aware of, and they knew my dad like for years. They were like, Roslynn, we never knew about these things, but it makes a lot of sense from when you're telling us, because a lot of times we would just look at him, he's like, okay, that's Prince being Prince, he's just very different, he's very eccentric, weird, whatever. But now it's like I can be able to give him the other side of the story. They always say it's two sides to every story. Being able to do that, it took a lot of strength to be able to do that, because it's like I was worried about a lot of backlash. I did get some, but it's all been an eye-opening experience, and it's just be able to allow my story to be able to impact somebody in that way, to let them know, we all endure some jacked up stuff in our life. But mine is like, took me a long time to be able to see it as a blessing other than a curse. The only thing that's really traumatic about that situation is me not being able to connect with my mom, or even get a chance to know my mom. If it's, a blessing later on down the road that we will be able to connect, it would be a good thing, because I don't hold any animosity towards my parents. My mom was 16 when she had me. My dad was think about to turn 18. He was either 17 or 18. I think he was 17, about to turn 18, in a few weeks after I was born. So going through all that, I had my daughter at 16. So it was just like I seen the pressure it was for you to be that young, being in a teenage pregnancy. My dad wasn't even able to get a record deal out, and that was the only way they could have kept me. So me being, adopted at that time was very traumatizing for my parents. And it took really a bad toll on my dad, for stuff that he just didn't expose. So it's just like being able to open up and being able to tell that, it allowed me to be able to help others that I've connected with to be able to get through their trauma, understanding their trauma. A lot of times we ask, why me? You know, and that could be the worst thing, because it's just like I always tell people, when you are really enduring the worst thing possible that anything could ever go through, you could ever go through, is because you are already strong as it is. A lot of times we have to go through these traumatizing situations just to see how powerful you can be, how strong you can be, what you can endure, because God uses you example towards a lot of people that are coming your way that is dealing with a lot of traumatic experiences and trying to find out, how am I going to be able to cope with this? How am I going to be able to deal with that? I always hate the word cope, because it's like you're putting a band-aid on a broken leg. I don't want to cope with anything, and I don't want to teach anybody to cope with anything. You should be able to face it on what you're doing, knowing there's a positive purpose for the traumatic experiences you have endured through life. You know, sometimes it's hard to be able to see certain things like that. I see it happen every day. When it comes to certain situations, and it'll break my heart to be able to just imagine. I'm like, I don't even want to imagine that. I don't even want to say I understand where you're coming from, because a lot of times I don't understand, because I don't know what's going on through your head. All I know is what's going on through mine, and what I had to face, what I had to endure, what I had to recognize within myself I wasn't able to do before. Being able to have that, what is it? Uh, third eye connection with my dad. He allowed me to be able to see things in myself I didn't realize I had. Going through all the things I've endured, as a child or during my adult time. Uh, Trying to wonder why certain things were the way they were. My dad was always that mystery person in the dark, and never really knew. I knew, but I didn't know. About our connection. Why was he always there? And I'm just like, why was he always in my dreams and protecting me and stuff like that? And then all these things had to come out, but it was like the worst feeling to go through after my dad died, because it was just like I hated the universe. But I'm like, why would you allow me to know all these things now? Everything was suppressed. I felt a lot of anger towards my mom's ex-husband and his wife, because they joked about situations like this when it came to me. They really wanted to put me in a traumatic state to where I would lose my life over financial gain. That was a lot to endure for a person. But being able to let go of that anger, being able to let go of that hatred towards them, not wanting to wish anything bad on them. It was just like, if it got to that point, I could really see I can do damage to these people, in the most, you know, homicidal way. But it's just like, everything happens for a reason. There's a lot of times I didn't know it hit, like, damn, did it have to go that far? A lot of times it does, because you are that person is going to be used as an example, not looking how a person should, look like. I remember I was listening to that on one of those videos about, how the universe will use you as an example to make sure, they restore you. And when you finally open up and tell your life story to many people that are coming towards your way, you wouldn't even look like the things that you went through. You wouldn't, you know, it was just like you're going through a lot, and then they're like, okay, they're healed. They went through this, that, and the third. And this person's opening up, telling their life story, which will be a shock to everybody. They will use the person that you didn't even see coming to be able to help you to look at your situation, being able to say, you know what, if they went through this and they're still alive and they're still in their right mind, and they're, they didn't do nothing to the people but allow, nature to take its course. I know I can get through my situation. This is a positive example for me to be able to help me heal in ways I never thought I would be able to heal. There's times, y'all, I went through a really bad depression after my dad died. I had a lot of death threats on my YouTube channel. I had a lot of people telling me I was lying. I had a lot of people making fun of me for these situations. I had to deal with all those different things. But it was like, at that point, I couldn't care about what people thought about me. If they, if you're an empath, when somebody's feeding you bullshit, and when somebody's being honest. A lot of times people didn't want to see that truth in me. That's fine. But it was my story. Not everybody's going to understand my journey, but it's not meant for them to understand. If it's this going to be that journey is going to help you heal and help you see the things that you went through, just to be able to see the strength in you, the power in you, knowing that you're able to use your experience to be able to help somebody else heal off of theirs. A lot of times, like I said this before, this don't have nothing to do with you. It might be having you to go through this situation to be able to save like 200 people right behind you. A lot of us go through things that we don't understand how the hell you were able to actually last this long. But that is the whole point of the miracle of your healing story. For you to go through things, for you to endure the worst kind of pain a person can physically put on you, mentally put on you, sexually put on you, and just for you to be able to say, you know what, I forgive. I'm not going to allow these people to have that kind of power over me. You don't own my life. I own my life. I went through this, yes, but this is what made me a bigger and better person. When you can look somebody straight in their eye and let them know you don't move anything here. I went through a lot of things. I mean, it's like there's been some very unpleasant things that's been placed upon my life because of who I was related to. People that I thought that were my family and friends has turned their back on me just because of who I was related to. That wasn't my fault. It wasn't, but that's the truth. I went through all these different things, and it's just like, am I still here today? Yes. Am I still blessed? Yes. I might have to do this, this path on my own, but that's okay as well. I'm grateful for the people that are still here. I'm grateful for the people that has parted ways. All these things I told y'all, when you go through the most darkest situation, it'll let you know who the realest people are, and if they're meant to be in your life and if they're not. My situation has been very lonely for me just because of who I was related to. I've got a lot of backlash thinking, oh yeah, if they find out who my dad is, they'll love me just like they love them. Shit. No, they didn't. A lot of them didn't. A lot of people were obsessed with that. A lot of people were fanatic, like my dad calls them. He don't like calling people fans, but I've had to deal with a lot of fanatics. A lot of people have told me, hey, Roslynn, your dad's music has really got me through it. And I feel your energy is the same as his. Or a lot of people would say, you look just like your dad. It's a painful situation. I know when during my dark times, I used to look at myself in the mirror and got ready to punch the mirror because I wanted to cut my face up just because I didn't want to look like him because people hated me for looking like him. I went through all these traumatic situations. Am I glad I didn't do it? Hell yes. Am I glad that I'm stepping into my power and showing my light? Yes. And, knowing, yes, it's been a painful situation, but it made me 10 times stronger than I was able or where I could be. Yes, there's times I sit here and cry because I never got to connect with my dad. But he always tells me, don't cry. I'm always here. Even though I'm not physically here with you, I've always been there for you. And it is a lot of things that I felt like I could change, but everything happened the way it needed to happen. And there's a lot of times I've sat here and beat myself up because of the Easter eggs my dad was sending me. Times he's been here to try to visit. I didn't understand because everybody was being deceptive about my situation, didn't want us to connect again. That's a lot of stress to be able to put a child under or an adult under. A lot of people, when they know my situation and know that I'm not lying, you're like, Roslynn, I couldn't even, there was no way I could have did that. Just like I can look at your situation and say, there ain't no way in hell, but all of us have had a tragic situation that is making us face a lot of things that was hard to face with, that we had to be able to say it's now or never. Traumatic situations can either make you or break you. This has made me 1,000 times stronger than I ever thought. A lot of people hated me because the fact is I went through so much and still be able to remain strong, still have a smile on my face, still be goofy as I always been, because I feel like love is out there for me. you know I'm able to still set up. I got my health. I might not be wrapped all the way tight. My radio might be not tuned up, but it's okay. I've set up here and endured a lot, but it's also made me 10 times stronger than I ever expected as well. So the things that you go through, allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to part ways with the trauma and the sadness that has been applied to your life. But know that this a reason for you going through this is for others people to allow yourself to see how strong you can be after something like that has been placed on your life, how you still had that strength to carry on, even though it was supposed to be sent to break you. Know that your pain truly has a beautiful purpose. And I hope you were able to resonate with the content of my video. I hope y'all have a blessed, safe weekend. Don't be so hard on yourself. Things are going to get better for you. You have to be able to have faith in it, even when you can't see it. Know that better days are coming for you, knowing there is always a positive reason for the painful past that you endured. So I hope you were able to resonate. Drop me a line. Let me know if you resonate. Give me a thumbs up. Also share. You know, uh, just know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And knowing I'm always praying for your better days. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. I hope y'all have a blessed, safe weekend. And I will see you on my next video. Send out much love and light positivity you possibly can. You never know when somebody's uh your kind words is gonna take somebody a long way. And I'll see you on my next video. Much love, peace.